In this video, I'm going to show you how to import an image, like a JPEG, and place that JPEG in the background of our three-dimensional scene so we can use it as reference for modeling. To do that, let's go over to our item list and click on New Item. Once we do that, we're going to get a list of options, and at the bottom, we want to choose Backdrop Item. Make sure you're in your Properties tab with your backdrop item selected, because there's some options in here that we need to change. First and foremost, let's go to this Image section right here. See how it says Image and None? If we click on this little pull-down menu, let's select Load Image because we want to import an image into our scene. Once we do that, we're going to get the standard import dialog box, and here's an image that I want to use. It's going to be an image of a cannon. Just hit Open. There it is, and we can see it in our scene. There it is. Now we can use that as reference for modeling. There's a couple other options in here that I want to show you. Now my screen's getting cut off, so I'm just going to kind of make this a little bit bigger. There we go. If we keep cruising down, the next option is projection type. If we look carefully at the image of our cannon, we can see that this image is from the side, taken from the side. So we want to change the projection type from front to one of the side images. Let's choose right, and you can see that the image rotates. Also, when we change the perspective of our three-dimensional scene to right, that image is going to show up. It's not going to show up in any of the other orthographic viewports because it's set to only look through the right camera. So here we are in front, we don't see it. If we change it over to bottom, it's not going to be seen. But the moment we go to the right perspective, our image of our cannon appears. Let's click on my backdrop item again. And there's a couple other ones that I want to make sure you guys are aware of. We have the flip. We can flip the image like that, which is kind of cool. We can also invert the colors, which is very, very handy. And we can also increase the transparency down here of our object. Now this is really helpful when we have very complex scenes with a lot of different mesh items. We want to be able to see through our image. At its default, it's set to 0. I'm going to turn mine to like 80. And we can start to see that our image is becoming a little bit more transparent. But it's kind of blocking the back part of my cube. I have a little cube here, and it's blocking the back part of our cube. Well, we can get this to be 100% transparent if we open up our Viewport Settings. If I place my cursor in the middle of the screen and hit O, my Viewport Settings come up, and one of the options kind of down here towards the bottom under the Background Imageries tab is Overlay. Now, if we hit Overlay, watch what happens to our scene. Now, the image becomes transparent, and we can see the back of the cube, we can see the rest of the grid, so that's a good useful tip to know when we're placing backdrop items. Also of importance, if we select our backdrop item, and if we're in item mode, we can move our backdrop item around just using the move. We can even scale it up using the scale tool. So we can change and edit the positions of our backdrop items using the traditional item transform, rotate, and scale tools. Hit undo. There we go. Looking pretty good. So those are backdrop images inside of Modo.